The microscopic truth of Sago Tempeh Chips, the science of steam explosions, oil mirrors, and hidden dangers. Scene 1 Intro. Tempeh Sago Chips, a snack that some might find simple, just tempeh coated in something white and then fried. But take a closer look. Or even more extreme, try looking under a microscope. We'll unravel the mystery of Tempeh Sago Chips. From their unique name, the chemical processes that occur in the kitchen, to medical facts that might make you think twice about grabbing your next slice. Scene 2. Origin of the name and materials. Why must the word sago be included in the name? This is where the genius of our Indonesian ancestors lies. They didn't just use rice flour or wheat flour. They chose sago flour. Sago comes from the trunk of the sago palm tree, a type of palm tree. The characteristics of sago starch are unique. If you compare it to regular tempeh chips, which are simply fried in thin layers of rice flour, the texture tends to be light and quickly becomes soggy. But if you use sago, the texture becomes dense, hard, and the crunchiness lasts. So, the word sago here is not just a name, but a marker of identity and a guarantee of crispiness. Scene 3. The mystery of the persistent white wall. Why do these white walls seem stubborn and remain pale even after being dipped in boiling hot oil? The answer lies in a food chemistry lesson called the Maillard reaction. The Maillard reaction is a browning reaction that occurs when protein and sugar meet high heat. Soybeans are very rich in protein, amino acids, and a little sugar. Therefore, when exposed to hot oil, the soybeans immediately turn a beautiful yellow and eventually brown. So, what is the content of the sago flour? Almost all of it is pure carbohydrate starch. The protein content in sago flour is very minimal because there's not enough protein to trigger the Maillard reaction. The sago layer does not change color. It simply dries, hardens, but retains its original color, which is bone white. Scene 4. Microscope Lab, Part 1. Luxurious shine and mysterious holes. Now, let's take a look at the surface of these Sago Tempeh chips under a microscope. There's a luxurious shine and craters. First, the shine. It's the refraction of light from a thin layer of cooking oil. When the hot oil penetrates the pores of the sago, it fills the microscopic cracks and creates a smooth surface. Under the light of a microscope, this layer of oil acts like a clear varnish that reflects light, producing a glossy or shiny effect. Second, the craters. They are traces of escaping water vapor. Remember, sago dough contains water. When this wet dough meets superheated oil, 180 degrees Celsius, the water inside boils instantly. The water turns into steam, and this steam needs a way out. It breaks through the still soft sago dough, and boom, the holes form before the dough finally hardens forever. That's why the texture of these chips is porous and crunchy. Scene 5. Microscope Lab, Part 2. The magic of rainbow colors in soybeans. Under a microscope, a soybean, which normally appears only golden brown to the naked eye, actually contains a rainbow of colors. Some parts are still pale yellow, others bright pink, and even some dark crimson. Why is this? It's an imperfect orchestration of heat. First, not all parts of the soybean have exactly the same sugar and protein composition. Some parts are sweeter, others more protein-rich. Second, when fried, each side of the bean is not exposed to the same temperature. The side that sticks to the pan burns first, while the top side cooks more slowly. The combination of temperature variations and variations in chemical composition results in a multi-stage Maillard reaction. Light yellow is the initial stage of the reaction. Pink/red is a rare transition phase, appearing when the heat is sufficient to convert the isoflavone pigments and sugars into pinkish compounds before turning dark brown. Dark brown/red is the final phase, when the sugar caramelization has reached its maximum. Scene 6. Behind the crisp, nutritional content and effects. What's in it? Tempeh Sago chips are a positive energy bomb. On the one hand, you get high-quality vegetable protein and fiber from tempeh, which are great for digestion and muscles. Plus, complex carbohydrates from sago that keep you full longer than white rice. But on the other hand, this is fried food. In 100 grams of these chips, the calories can reach 500 kilocalories. That's the equivalent of a full plate of rice. And don't forget the salt. Tempeh sago chips are delicious because they are salty and savory, and that's where the danger lies. Effects if you continue. Be prepared for weight gain due to a calorie surplus. Blood pressure creeps up. Risk of acne and blood sugar. Please note for those with hypertension and heart conditions, please stay away for now. Salt is your main enemy. Your kidneys work hard to filter out that extra sodium. Diseases such as gout and diabetes. This doesn't mean you shouldn't eat them, but it's wise to enjoy them in moderation. Scene 7. Conclusion and closing. A small object that we often take for granted actually contains extraordinary complexity if we are willing to stop for a moment and observe it. If you enjoy this kind of in-depth, everyday science content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. It really means a lot. Share this video with your family and friends. See you in the next microscopic science adventure video, and thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful.